All right, we're back here on Is It Prophecy, here on Israel National Radio, also known as Messiah Hour. And this show talks about the end of the world, so I thought it'd be very fitting to bring on our first guest today. He is a comedian, co-founder of Hammer and Nail Entertainment, Jeremy Feldhamer. Jeremy, how you doing out there?
I'm good, but why is it appropriate to bring me on for that? Am I like the anti-Messiah? Am I the usherer of the... Am I going to usher in Doomsday?
Well, some people, they get intimidated. They see it, they think it's the end of the world, or they think they owe money, or you just have that song REM, It's the End of the World, and I feel fine. I think that always blares around when you walk or something. I don't know. It might be one of those things. But we're very excited to have you on because what you're doing is the festival, but it's a different type of festival. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, it's the Jerusalem Festivus Comedy Festival. It's the comedy festival for the rest of us, taking comedy out of the basement and putting it into prime time.
I like that.
Join the comedy revolution of Israel. We are like I said, it's a festival, comedy festival in Jerusalem, celebrating Festivus, which is the holiday for the rest of us, from Seinfeld. And we're just looking to have a great time. We're going to have a bunch of comedians in English, of course. This is Hammer and Nail Entertainment is trying to provide English entertainment, live entertainment throughout Israel. This is our first event. It's going to be taking place in Jerusalem this time around. And actually, this event is going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. We have great comedians, Leo Shemtov, who just came back from America, where he placed 6th in the Laugh Factory, funniest person in the world contest. He's been on NBC's America's Got Talent. We have myself emceeing the show. We have some guy, I've heard of him before. I don't know how good he is. His name's Ari Lewis.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm in the show. That's right.
Yeah, so he's gonna be in the show. And Jessica Fass, a brilliant comedian from L.A., she's going to be there. And it's, like I said, it's the first event of many, and I urge everyone to come down and attend.
Now, I understand there's a special charity component. Giving's always great. That's a big part of Judaism. Tell us a bit about the giving aspect that's involved with this show.
It's also part of Festivus, though, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there we go.
But we are teaming up with a really worthwhile organization called Crossroads. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Crossroads, actually you probably have. Crossroads is an amazing organization in Israel that helps you take teens off the streets and, literally homeless teens. And also it helps prevent teens from becoming in that situation. And it's mainly focused on English-speaking Anglo teens, and it's really a worthwhile organization, especially this day and age. There's a lot of troubled youth out there, and there's even troubled adults. That's why I'm on this show right now.
Yeah, I'm also troubled, but yeah, so helping out troubled people is always good because I can tell you about it. But,
exactly.
So Crossroads is involved. That's great. Proceeds of the show will go...
A portion of the proceeds from the show are going to be going to Crossroads.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Okay. So when people are buying a ticket, not only do they get laughs, but they get to feel good that they're supporting a great cause.
Yeah, you get to feel good in so many different ways.
All right.
Feel good. Get those endorphins going by laughing, and then while you're still on that high, just give some money to Crossroads.
And it's something that on Yom Kippur, when you're thinking about all the bad stuff you've done and you're begging God for mercy, you say, hey, I went to the Festivus Comedy Festival, I gave to Crossroads, I deserve to live this year and have a great year. So it's something you can always say.
There you go. That's the perfect use of Jewish guilt right there,
yes.
Ari.
Well, you know what? I usually don't do it, but I've seen so many rabbis do it. I figure why not. All right. Last question we have for you before we let you go. People want to get involved, buy a ticket, support this great charity. Where's the best way they can go about doing that?
HNTickets.com. HNTickets.com. That's HN like Hammer and Nail, tickets.com. You can also search for Hammer and Nail Entertainment on Facebook, or you can even search for the event on Facebook, the Jerusalem Festivus Comedy Festival. And, but HNTickets.com is the easiest place. You can buy tickets there. There's a contact us link. You'll have phone numbers and emails and all that good stuff.
All right, and again, everyone should know that whenever they buy a ticket, proceeds are going to Crossroads. It's a great charity, helps out a lot of people. Big mitzvah to support any charity, especially a charity like that. Jeremy?
And every ticket purchased is one step closer to peace in the Middle East.
There you go. Yes, we'll sell that too. So peace is very important and certainly worth the price of a ticket. Let's talk Festivus, because this show talks a lot about religion. Festivus... Some people think it's a real holiday, not a real holiday exactly. What exactly is Festivus?
Festivus is the holiday for the rest of us. It was created by actually, if you can Wikipedia it's much of enough that it has its own Wikipedia page,
All right,
but it
do that
is
right now.
it's it's something that was created, was made popular, I should say, by a Seinfeld episode called "The Strike." I believe it was in season 9, if my memory serves,
Yeah.
and it was basically a holiday that George Costanza's father, Frank, if I remember correctly, created when George was a kid. And I think its origins actually comes from a writer from the show whose family had some sort of Festivus celebration. And it's basically doing away with the commercialism of Christmas and all the other holidays, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all that, just making one holiday that's for the rest of us.
And right, part of the idea that Frank Costanza comes up with it is because one day for Christmas he was trying to buy a holiday gift for his son George. He saw how busy it was, crowded it was. He's like, this is not the spirit of what the holidays are all about. So is that what this comedy festival is all about, not being the spirit of what we generally see?
Exactly. We're trying to get comedy out of the basement and put it into prime time.
Yes, and because I think the status quo of comedy in Jerusalem, people aren't too happy with it. There is not a lot of going along. I think people are disappointed partly because there's a lot of potential for some good comedy in the area, correct?
Listen, I think it's comedy in Israel in general. Unless if you're a Hebrew speaker, there's some great things going on. But even that's not up to par, if you ask me. Just like everything else here in Israel. But especially if you're English speaker, it's all over the country. It's really not the way it should be in terms of comedy and just entertainment in general, live entertainment in general. Things really are not the way they should be. So we're trying to change that with Hammer and Nail Entertainment, primarily in the comedy field, but not just comedy. We hope to bring other events out to the people of Israel, the Anglos, the English speakers in Israel, and even the Israelis that like English entertainment. We're starting with this being our first event, the Jerusalem Festivus Comedy Festival, but we hope to do this fairly often, and not just in Jerusalem, but all over the country. Renana, Tel Aviv, Beit Shemesh, Modi'in, wherever we see a need for English entertainment, we hope to bring it there, and we hope to bring top-class English entertainment to the people of Israel. I mean, there currently are a couple of things. I don't want to mention people that are competing with us. Comedy for Kobe. Listen, let's be honest. That's an excellent show that comes once or sometimes twice a year to Israel. But we have to wait once or twice a year for a good comedy show? Come on.
Well, that comedy for is a great endeavor because of what it does, what it's all about. But you're right, it's very very rare. People want things more often, and this is part of the Geula process, right, Jeremy? That you can live in Israel and see good comedy right where you live. This is part of the redemption.
There you go. Definitely, I would say so.
Now, also one of the things that should be pointed out is that the headliner for the show is a gentleman named Leo Shemtov, who has done a little bit of everything. He's represented Israel on the world stage of comedy. Tell us a bit about Leo's.
Well, Leo's is a really, really funny guy. I first came to know of Leo's from watching Last Comic Standing on NBC back in America. Last Comic Standing, he came in as a semifinalist on that show. And I reached out to him. We had a few mutual friends, and I reached out to him and I said, listen, you are really funny. Next time you're in New York, let me know. At the time I was living in New York. It was before I made Aliyah. And a couple months later, he was in New York. We hung out. We went to clubs together. We were doing jokes together. He came over my house. We were just having a blast. And since then, we've been best of buddies. The guy is hysterical. I love doing shows with him. He just came back from America where he won he didn't win, sorry. He came in 6th place, the funniest person in the world contest at Laugh Factory in LA, the world famous Laugh Factory, talking about Seinfeld. One of the characters from Seinfeld, one of the actors from Seinfeld, had a very famous incident over at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, that was actually, it was around this time, around November. It was 2006. And let's talk about a bit about that, because when that happened at the time, some people said that's a sign of the Messiah coming because there's a verse about all the eyes of the world will be on everybody and no one will be able to get away with anything. So, Jeremy, are you hoping that all the eyes of the world will be on the Festivus Comedy Festival on December 25th this year?
Well, the eyes would be great. The ears would be better because, jokes are usually spoken. So I think if we had the ears at the festival, it would be definitely much better. What we really just need is a bunch of tuchuses in the seats.
Right. For sure. I definitely agree with that. Again, we're speaking with Jeremy Feldhamer, the co-founder of Hammer and Nail Entertainment, bringing the comedy festival Festivus this December 25th here in Jerusalem. One quick thing, though, because I was Wikipedia since you brought it up. Festivus is technically on December 23rd. Are you concerned that people will get upset at you because it's not the correct Yom Tov?
Well, if you continue reading, I'm sure it states somewhere that technically it's the 23rd, but people tend to celebrate it on all different days, and one of the popular ones is the 25th because, for other reasons.
Right.
So, for other fictional reasons. So yeah, I think we could celebrate on the 25th. Plus, it's a Thursday night, so that works out well. People don't have work the next day. And there's way too many English speakers that work for call centers here in Israel, which means Thursday nights they're usually working. But if it's Christmas, the 25th,
right,
maybe they'll have the day off. Exactly. So
right,
we're doing this for the people.
Sure, no doubt about that. And
we're not doing this for us in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's truly a selfless act on everyone involved with the comedy side. Now, part of Festivus is the airing of grievances. Do you have any personal experience with that?
Well, I think I air grievances daily, especially to my wife, or my boss. Yeah, I think that everyone in Israel is a real expert at airing of the grievances. I mean, Jews in particular are experts at that, and I think the ones in Israel have really got it down to a science. I mean, just look at any Israel-based Facebook page. Secret Tel Aviv or Anglos in Israel, Nefesh B'Nefesh. Trust me, you could see plenty of airing of grievances. As a matter of fact, some of these blog posts on Times of Israel, not some, all of them are pretty much the airing of grievances. So I think we should have, some of the people from the audience come up and maybe air some of their grievances during the show. I think that might actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, that might not be bad. We could do a little bit of that because you're a very well-rounded MC. It's not
hold on, is that a fat joke?
Oh, no, I seriously didn't. Okay, I apologize. That's not what I meant. That was pretty good.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Now, okay, let's see. All right, so how about well-gifted, multi-talented, multi-dimensional? Something that
multi-dimensional? Is this another fat joke?
I guess, well, no, it's like the third dimension. We're going somewhere else. What I mean is you do a bunch of different types of comedy. You got the normal comedian style. Then you got kind of some magic, mentalist. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, yeah, I have a long history of entertaining, but I do two things. I do stand-up comedy, and I also do mentalism, and we might see a little bit of both at the show. Mentalism is basically psychic entertainment. I do what psychics do, but I don't claim to be psychic. I'm just, using persuasion and hypnotic techniques and illusion and different things like that to make it appear like I can read your mind or influence you or move objects with my mind. And it's a lot of fun. And I do that also with a comedic twist as well.
Now, one of the things about that, you talk about psychics. Are there actual psychics in your opinion? I'm curious, what do you think about it?
I haven't, well, here's the thing. I haven't met any psychic yet that I couldn't replicate what they do.
Okay.
All right? So, I don't know what the source of their powers might be, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't do what they do. You hear what I'm saying?
So have you thought then about pretending to be a real psychic since you'd be just as good as a quote-unquote real psychic anyway?
Listen, I've thought about it because there is a lot of money to be made out of scamming people, right?
Yeah.
But I think my conscience took over and didn't allow me, and my morals didn't allow me to become a psychic.
Ooh, all right. So, if there's any arguments with you and your wife about money, you just say you're a moral person. That's all.
Me and my wife don't argue about money.
Sure, never.
What married couple argues about money?
Again, speaking with Jeremy Feldhamer here on Isoprophecy, also known as Messiah Hour here on YouTube. Now, are there particular goals that you're trying to get through the comedy festival? Because everyone, they have a plan. You have a certain purpose in mind. Any purpose like that at all?
Well, yes, there's two. The first one is another Festivus tradition is the feats of strength.
Right.
So I want to challenge people at the Festivus, the Jerusalem Festivus Comedy Festival, perhaps to like an arm wrestle.
But you're a pretty big guy. You would probably win that, I imagine.
Well, that's
why you want to do it.
Exactly. I don't try to set myself up for failure, you know.
Right. Enter things you know you're going to win. That's definitely a good idea.
So, I mean, that's definitely one of the goals I want to achieve with the festival. The other thing is charity. A big chunk of the profit from this festival is going to go to a very worthy cause and help them out. And you know, if you stay tuned to hntickets.com, which is the Hammer and Nail Tickets website, information about that will be available.
Now, charity is definitely an important part of Judaism. You know, money, money, money. That's why I guess the Jews make money, or they say we make money. I don't like that stereotype so much. I wish that the things that people, the anti-Semites said were true, because then I would have a lot of money. But how important is it for charity? Just tell the audience about that, since this is a kind of religious show so much. Tell us why charity is a big deal.
Why is charity a big deal? Well, first off, it's commanded to us in the Torah to give 10% of what we make to charity, right?
There you go.
That's a pretty big deal. I mean, also, Jews like to live in nice neighborhoods, and it's not a nice neighborhood if you have a homeless man sitting on the street.
Yeah.
So it's our responsibility to clean up the town, you know. We didn't do such a good job on.
No.
But
or most of Jerusalem really is a little bit dirty. Maybe have to kind of check that out.
Well, that's part of the charm, That's why they call it the city of gold, is because people are just urinating everywhere.
Yeah, that would be, or all the mold. I think they heard it wrong. That was mold and not gold. Everything turns to mold. But yeah, it's a little bit of a dirty city. Well, don't worry. I mean, that will definitely be discussed in the comedy show. My thoughts on that. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm in the comedy show. Why don't we tell us who else is in the comedy show? Leo's and who else?
You're definitely going to be there.
All right.
We're going to give you at least 2 minutes of stage time.
Excellent.
And so we have Jessica Fass, who's a brilliant comedian from L.A., who made Aliyah, and she's going to be gracing us with her presence. We also have, that's it for now. But we're working on getting somebody else. Hopefully we're going to have a surprise guest or two. Well, you have to come to the show and find out.
Oh, okay. Even I didn't know about the second one. I knew maybe the first one. But but even if there's not another surprise, I mean, those four comedians are fantastic. That would be plenty.
Yeah, that's non-stop laughs right there.
Now, I understand there's a special charity component. Giving's always great. That's a big part of Judaism. Tell us a bit about the giving aspect that's involved with this show.
It's also part of Festivus, though, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there we go.
But we are teaming up with a really worthwhile organization called Crossroads. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Crossroads. Actually, you probably have. Crossroads is an amazing organization in Israel that helps you take teens off the streets and, literally homeless teens. And also it helps prevent teens from becoming in that situation. And it's mainly focused on English-speaking Anglo teens. And it's really a worthwhile organization, especially this day and age. There's a lot of troubled youth out there.
Sure.
And there's even troubled adults. That's why I'm on this show right now.
Yeah, I'm also troubled, but yeah, so helping out troubled people is always good, because I can tell you about it. But,
exactly.
So Crossroads is involved. That's great. Proceeds of the show will go...
A portion of the proceeds from the show are going to be going to Crossroads.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Okay. So when people are buying a ticket, not only do they get laughs, but they get to feel good that they're supporting a great cause.
Yeah, you get to feel good in so many different ways. You
All right.
Feel good. Get those endorphins going by laughing, and then while you're still on that high, just give some money to Crossroads.
And it's something that on Yom Kippur, when you're thinking about all the bad stuff you've done and you're begging God for mercy, you say, hey, I went to the Festivus Comedy Festival, I gave to Crossroads, I deserve to live this year and have a great year. So it's something you can always say.
There you go. That's the perfect use of Jewish guilt right there,
Yes.
Ari.
Well, you know what? I usually don't do it, but I've seen so many rabbis do it. Figure why not. All right. Last question we have for you. before we let you go, people want to get involved, buy a ticket, support this great charity. Where's the best way they can go about doing that?
HNTickets.com. HNTickets.com. That's HN like Hammer and Nail, tickets.com. You can also search for Hammer and Nail Entertainment on Facebook, or you can even search for the event on Facebook, the Jerusalem Festivus Comedy Festival. And, but HNTickets.com is the easiest place. You can buy tickets there. There's a contact us link. You'll have phone numbers and emails and all that good stuff.
All right, and again, everyone should know that whenever they buy a ticket, proceeds are going to Crossroads. It's a great charity, helps out a lot of people. Big mitzvah to support any charity, especially a charity like that. Jeremy?
And every ticket purchased is one step closer to peace in the Middle East.
There you go. Yes, we'll sell that too. So peace is very important and certainly worth the price of a ticket. All right, Jeremy, great stuff. Great to hear about the project, and very, very happy that there's a very well-known and well-established charity behind it. We have to run, and Shabbat Shalom to you, and again, congratulations on all the good work to come.
Shabbat Shalom. Have a good one.
All right, be well.